Hi YouTube, Euphemie M here, and I have two special guests with me tonight. These are two of my sisters-in-law, and this is Ish.
Hi.
This is Dee.
Hi.
And Dee is the one that I refer to every so often, and I talk about how beautiful she is, and Ish is beautiful too, and I talk about how Dee taught me how to do makeup. And today I'm going to have the honor of doing some makeup on Damali, and I'm
excited.
Yay. I'm so honored.
So fun.
So today,
the best.
We're rocking a look that we are dubbing the Monarch Eye. I hope this takes off because it's a beautiful look that a lot of women can wear. This is something that white women, black women, any woman can rock.
Yes.
You just got to know what tone of blue to use. But this is what inspired me. This Chanel ad, I just could not stop looking at it. Isn't that beautiful? I just was mesmerized by how dramatic it is, but like how simple and elegant it is. So this is one that inspired me, and then this is another look. And I actually saw in my most recent In Stle, Zoe Saldana was rocking an eye look very similar to this, but this is more like a teal, whereas the other one is like a navy blue. But you would be surprised how simple this eye is to achieve, and we're all wearing it today. So I'm wearing it, and you can kind of see. And I have pretty dark brown eyes. And then Damali's rocking it. And I've done one eye for her, and I'm going to do the other eye in a few minutes.
Beautiful. And
her eyes are like a light brown. And Ish has beautiful hazel eyes, and she's rocking it too. So you can see how wearable it is for all skin tones and for all eye colors. Yes. So I think this is something that's great for the fall, and I hope that you guys try it because it's really easy to do. So I'm going to jump right into the tutorial. One of her eyes is already done. I'm going to move on to her left eye, and I'm just going to show you guys step by step how I achieved that. And hopefully you guys feel confident, because I was really a little nervous to do this, and then once I did my own eye, yeah, I was like, wow, this is something anybody can do.
Beautiful.
So, okay. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to prep her eye with some concealer. And this is just the e.l.f. concealer. And I believe this is in the color Honey. Okay, so if you guys can see that, I'm just going to prep her whole eyelid with that. And I'm just going to blend that in. This is just going to give the eyeshadow a nice base to sit on so that it doesn't move around. Whenever you're doing a really dramatic eye look like this, I recommend using some sort of a base or a primer, because you don't want to be halfway through the night and your eye is halfway on your cheek. So you don't want that.
Yeah, it will happen.
Okay, so we've got her eyelid primed. She's already done her brows. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this blue crayon. This is an Ellen Tracy crayon. I got this in a pack of crayons. I think there's black, blue, green, purple. Yeah, it was a really good deal. It was only like $4 or $5. But this is a really a nice base. Whenever you're doing an eye like this, I always want to lay down a base, a colored base, to make the other eyeshadow that you're going to be using pop, because otherwise you're not going to get the drama that you're looking for. So I'm going to go in with this. And with this, I'm also going to kind of shape out the look. So I'm going to create the outline for what I'm doing. And this is sort of a wingy eye look. If you guys can see that, it kind of curves a little bit, and then it goes into your outer V, and it goes out quite a bit. So I'm going to use this to kind of show that. And I'm going to try to come in a little bit closer so you guys can see. And scoot your chair up just a little bit more, Dee. Okay.
Is that better?
Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Did y'all see that? Lord Jesus. Okay. As soon as I find the crayon, we will proceed.
Well, things happen.
Things do happen. Okay. Pause.
No big deal.
Do you see it, Ish? Oh, I see it. Okay.
There it is.
Okay, only criticism
of these,
before Haley did. The only criticism of these, you guys, is they fall out. Okay, that's not cool. But the quality of the crayon is really good, so I work with them, and I haven't thrown them away. Normally I would. Okay. Okay, so back to this. I'm outlining the shape I want. Don't worry if it's not perfect. We're not going for perfection with this step. We're just trying to put a base down and get some sense of the shape. And I'm using Q-tips to kind of fix any mistakes that I make. This is a perfect thing to use. So I'm using some Q-tips to kind of take off a little bit that I didn't want up here. Okay, so we've got her base down. Now I'm going to take a fluffy brush, something like this. Any kind of brush like this will work. You want to make sure the bristles are soft so that you can have some control over the color and it'll blend in. Okay, the next step is I'm going in with this Sephora colorful, it's a single eyeshadow, and it's called Curacao Punch. And this is beautiful. I got this free.
Gorgeous.
And do you see the shimmer in that? It's got like a silvery shimmer. This color is so pretty.
It's gorgeous.
And the thing I like about it is that it's something you can wear in a summer look or a fall look.
Right.
So it's a very versatile color. So I'm going to go in with this, and I'm going to apply that from the inner part of the eye. And I'm just going to go over the crayon that I just set down.
Oh yeah, I can see the shimmer.
And the thing I like about it is a lot of times you'll have to, if you want that shimmer, you'll have to go in with a third step and apply another kind of pigment to get that. And you don't need that with this because it's so pigmented on its own. It's got so much shimmer on its own.
Gorgeous. It has a lot of good texture.
These blend out really nicely. I'm thinking about, you know, maybe getting another couple colors like this because I was so impressed with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going over pretty much the whole lid with that.
Pretty.
And I'm not going to touch the tail of this too much just because I'm going to do something different with that. I'm going to be using a darker color with that. Okay, so the next step is something that I guess if you don't have a steady hand, it can be a little tricky. But I'm going to take a small angled brush like you would normally use for your eyebrows, but I'm going to use this to kind of cut her crease a little bit. And I'm going in with this very dark pigmented blue from the NYX Wicked Dreams palette. And I'm just going to swatch this blue so you guys can see how pigmented. This is why I bought the palette, because of this blue right here. So not only is it pigmented, but it just blends out so beautifully. Look at that.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah, and it doesn't lose its strength when you blend it out. A lot of these eyeshadows, they disappear. They look good when you swatch it, and then they disappear when you blend it out, but this is not the case.
Wow.
So that's why I bought the palette, and I'm going to use that to deepen out the tail of her look and to also cut her crease a little bit. So if you guys can see what I'm doing, I'm about to kind of go over the very top of the shape of that with this.
That's crap.
And I'm using really light strokes. Okay, so you can see how I've etched out. I'm going to bring the camera a little closer so that you can see how I've etched out the top part of that. Okay, I'm going to have Ish hold that there just so that you guys can really see exactly what I'm doing. Now I want the tail to match this top part. So I'm going to take that same brush, and I already have some of that dark blue on there. And I'm going to make sure that I meet that right angle right there. Okay. So I've got that down. Now that I have that, I'm going to take that same dark blue, but on this kind of a brush. And I'm going to kind of fill in that space with that dark color. And you might have to apply it more than once till you get the shade that you want. And again, don't worry if there's some stray edges. You're going to clean that up. And believe it or not, we're almost done. Like I said, this look is not as hard as it looks, and that's what I love about it. I love rocking a look that, you know, looks complicated, but only you know that it wasn't. So, and I'm just kind of going over that just once more so I don't lose that. Okay. I'm seeing a little piece right here that I want to fix, so I'm going in with my tool there. Okay, the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the inner corner of her eye, and I'm going to use this champagne color out of that same Wicked Dreams palette. It's like a really bright white champagne. And not only am I putting it, but I'm blending it in a little bit to the blue that's in the very corner of her eye. Okay, let me make sure both eyes match. Okay. I think that this eye has a little bit more on the end, so I'm going to fix that. Not a big deal. I'm just going to take it up a little higher. Yep. Okay, that looks better.
And the key to it as well is always the blending techniques. Once, like Amy said, once you place the color in the area that you want it, you always take your time to just blend it out where it looks nice and blended and even on each eye.
Yep. Yeah, if you don't do that, it's not gonna look right. Okay. And I'm about to do exactly what Damali just said. Let me know, Ish, if your arm gets tired, we can put it down. Okay, I'm looking for a brush that's relatively clean, because for this next step, you want a clean brush because you don't want the dark color. I'm going to be working in this area right here, blending out the dark color and giving her brow a little bit of a highlight. So I'm brushing off this sort of flat brush here that is a little bit tapered and thin. And I'm going in again. Actually, I'm going to go with this color, which is sort of a fleshy color. It looks really light on camera, but it's kind of like I guess there's some slight pinky tones in it.
So it's like a cool.
Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to go into this color here that I use for the inner corner, which is, oops, let's see, there it is. That's shimmery champagne. And I'll put a tiny bit of that up here. Just for a really slight highlight. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the upper part of the eye. Now what I'm going to do is the very last part. I'm going to make sure that this part here matches up and meets up with her lower lash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using two brushes. I'm going to use this one, that fluffy kind of brush, and I'm going to be using this one again. Okay, this is what's going to give, this is what's giving her that kind of Egyptian kind of, you know, elongated look. Is you have to make sure that both the outer part and the under part come together. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to sweep this Sephora color along the bottom lash line with this brush.
They're all behind that wall, little bitches. Gosh.
And that's just there as a transition for the deeper color that I'm about to use right now. So I'm gonna load this brush with that deep blue from the Wicked Dreams palette.
That's gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
I love that color.
I mean, they really did it with that color. Whoever mixed that up did it right.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Okay, so if you can see what I'm doing, I'm ensuring that the lower lash and this outer wing here meet. And there we have that. And then I'm going to kind of line the other third of her lower lash with that dark blue.
Come on, man.
And then I think fingers are a great tool, so I'm just going to kind of smudge with my finger.
Exactly.
And again, any fallout we're going to clean up. It's not a big deal. Okay. The next step is I'm going to use this Chanel. This is Le Crayon Coal, and this is in Noir. And I'm going to actually go over I'm going to do a thin line on the top part of her eye and on the waterline with this coal liner. So I'll do the top part first.
He's up in the house.
And these pencils are wonderful because they're soft and they don't pull on the skin when you're using them because they're soft. And I've never owned one of these. This is Damali's, but she told me they last for a long time.
Forever.
Oh, I'm on a streak, dude. I'm 16 and 2.
So they're not cheap, but you do get your money's worth with these.
Sure. The last time I bought one was 4 years ago.
Okay, well there you go.
And I use them all. That's the liner that I use every day.
Okay, so I put a really thin line, and if you can kind of see how that deepened that up.
Right.
Look at the shimmer on that.
Wow.
It's just so pretty. So pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna do her lower lash. And thank God Damali is a makeup artist and she's used to this, so she's not scared. Because I'm a little scared, y'all. Okay.
Usually if you tell a person to look away,
Okay.
it helps.
Okay, so look away. Okay, and that's pretty much all she needs there.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. And I think that is it. Okay, I'm going to let Damali take over, and I'm going to let her give you guys a short tutorial on the application of falsies because she's a pro, and I'm not. And she applied mine and Isha's, and she knows how to do this and can give you guys some good tips.
Actually, Amy is a pro. But
Well, thank
we
you.
are going to do a quick overview of self-application of an eyelash. I like to use, anytime you have a makeup application, and we, as professional makeup artists, no matter how long your eyelashes are, we always use eyelashes. Especially for a photo shoot or something on camera in reference to television or film. As you can see, this eye actually has eyelashes. You can see the eyelashes in the corner there. And this eye doesn't. So it's a huge dramatic difference when you actually apply an eyelash to the eye. They're inexpensive. You can get them anywhere from 99 cents to $6-7 at any drugstore, what have you, or beauty supply. Or you can even spend more depending on what your budget affords you. They even have all the way through the individual mink lashes that are $300 or $400 an application, even up to $1,500 depending on where you go. But the ones we're going to use today are the inexpensive ones that you can get at your local Walmart, Target, Walgreens, CVS. I like to use the number 53s just because it's, a standard lash, and it gives you drama once you apply it and you add the mascara to it. Now, before you apply an eyelash, you definitely want to put mascara on your own eyelash first. So before I apply this eyelash, I'm going to go ahead and put mascara on my eye. And then we'll start with that. And I'm going to use my volumized mascara for this part of it. only because I want to add a little texture and volume to my lashes. And the reason why you want to do this on your natural lash first is because when I put the false lash on top of it, I can blend it better and add the thinner mascara to it to kind of blend it all together. Okay, so I like this brush. Where's the camera?
Go this way.
Okay, there we go. I like this brush for a thin short lash. This is going to be a thickening, volumizing brush. And the brush makes a huge difference in your mascara application.
I already cocked it 50 freaking times.
Outside of the...
By the way, my husband's playing Call of Duty, so excuse that.
Yeah, it's my brother. Actually, I'm going to use a mirror a little closer. I just want to show you guys that I'm applying it. Wow, Amy, that looks really pretty.
Thank you. It does. Please, please try this eye, you guys. It's so beautiful. And if
really
you guys
is.
try it, let me know. Take some photos. Put it on your page. I would love to see it.
Absolutely. It's such a sexy look.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, some people are a little intimidated by color, but if you apply it properly, it can be absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's the technique.
Absolutely.
And then brushes too. I mean, I don't think you have to spend tons of money on brushes, but if you can get you a few decent brushes.
Yeah, it's an investment.
Yeah.
I mean,
Elf makes good ones, and they're like $1 to $3. So, but you know, you can't use the same brush for every part of the eye.
and like Amy said, you can always use a Q-tip to clean up your stuff. The mascara that I'm using is the brand is Scandalous, and it's a new one that I'm trying actually, and I like it so far.
I got
I'm
you.
gonna have to use it. I'm sorry, I got a little bit of mascara up here. But that's my natural lash with a little mascara on it. Little piece of lash. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply the false lash. Okay. So you want to make sure you have your equipment with you. This is it's a tool that you can use to actually help apply the lash closer to the eye, to the natural line of your eyelash. It's great. I love it. Then you have to use, you know, an eyelash glue rather. Okay. And of course the eyelash. You pull it off of the plastic like this. And as you can see, these lashes are fairly natural looking.
There's two little twins like freaking Frank.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So now we want to take the glue, and if you see any like little anything sticking up or any little like hairs or anything on them, make sure you remove all of that. The lash glue is going to come out really fast, so be very, very careful with putting the lash glue on the lash line. And you might get a little more on the edges. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. It can get messy, guys, so but don't like freak out. It's no big deal. You can just roll it right off.
And it's gonna dry clear, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Oops, sorry.
Good one.
And different brands work differently. Can you hand me a napkin? I actually like this one. This is my first time using it. It's inexpensive. It was only like $3.
And bring it closer so they can
Yeah,
see.
but this will last forever. Like it lasts a really long time. What you want to do is you want to blow. You want to hold each corner with your fingers. You want to blow on it a little bit. Then you want to find exactly where you want it to be. Now, this is weird, me doing it on the camera. I'm going to have to look in the mirror
Yeah.
because it's my own eye. All right. And you get it as close to your natural eye line.
My fault. I'm using a short range
Okay, I'm going to show you this part.
shotgun.
So I have it like sitting on top. I haven't glued it down yet.
You kind of want to let it get
Yeah,
tacky,
you just
right?
want to like stick it on top right there so you know where to press it in. Okay? That was my nephew getting pizza.
You got a lot going on.
Okay, so I'm going to do this first by itself and then I'm going to show you guys on camera. Just so I can do it right. Because I can't see without the mirror. And you're going to have a little left over on top, but that's okay. All right. So, what you do is you take this little tool and you stick it close to your eyelid. And you go across, pressing it down along your lash line. Whoops. I just literally poked my eye.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. Okay. And as you can see,
Oh, are we leaving them?
Yeah, go ahead.
you just press it along the lash. And as you can see, it's literally like,
It's drying because the white is disappearing. It doesn't take very long.
it doesn't take long at all. And then you can pinch with this tool. If you don't have this tool, it's okay. Use a Q-tip, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. Take a Q-tip, press it on the eye. Can you see? Pressing along the line like so. You guys, I got desperate last week. I was with my boyfriend, and we were at the resort, and I didn't have all my equipment. So my eyelash was coming off. He's like, babe, your eyelash is falling off. So I had to fix it. And I didn't have a Q-tip, but I used the end of my toothbrush, and it worked.
Oh, yeah.
So
Do what you gotta do.
there's a tip for you. All right. So the eyelash is on, actually. Again, I'll show you what it looks like. Turn to the left. There you go. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use a different mascara for the lashes because this one's a little more sheer. And it's got a different brush application. And I'll show you the brush. And it's for a longer lash line. If you can see it. See how it's a little more, the bristles are longer than the other one? On the other brush, the bristles are really short. Okay. And so I'm going to stroke a few strokes onto the fake eyelash to blend it in with my natural lash. And that's how people don't know that you're wearing falsies. It's not about looking fake, it's about enhancing
Right.
what you already have. So, as you can see,
See how that just adds just the right amount of
Yes, that's
drama
gorgeous.
to it. Yeah.
And the last thing you want to do is you want to add
This?
a little liner on top.
Okay. This right
A
here.
little oh, there we go. The Chanel black liner. And you can use any liner, but I love this liner. It's like my fave. I used to work for Chanel for about 8 years as a professional makeup artist, and I'm addicted to this stuff. I can't use anything else. But the reason why I like it so much, number one, they last forever. And yes, they are a little more on the expensive side. This eyeliner will cost you $30.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
come
very,
on, Chanel.
very expensive. But the last time I bought one was 4 years ago, and it's the only black liner that I use, believe it or not.
Okay, well, that's worth it, yeah.
If you calculate, 365 times 4 into 30-something bucks, you're not even spending a penny a day.
Right, yeah, that's
it's
a good
worth
point.
It. Okay, and it's your eye. It's, it's worth it. So I'm going to put this, like, right on top of the...
Where the glue was?
Where the glue was, right on top of the, on top of the applique of the, I'm sorry, Maisha.
Okay.
On top of the applique of the lash, because these are strip lashes. So with the strip lash, you have like a strip, and so you can easily follow that strip and fill it in a little bit with the black liner, and it definitely gives you the effect that it just gave me.
And no one will know that they're false.
Right.
So,
So there you
isn't
go.
that beautiful, you guys?
Such a gorgeous look.
It's so pretty.
So Amy and Maisha are also wearing falsies, so I'm going to let them show you theirs as well. I'm going to scoot back and I'm going to let Maisha
Here's
kind of show you
mine.
hers.
Pretties.
Very pretty. Get up a
Here's
little,
the Amy.
get up close with it.
Oh,
So. Gorgeous. Alrighty.
Okay, so that's the Monarch eye, you guys.
So the three of us together.
Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you guys try this out. This is a look that anybody can rock, and I want you guys to let me know how it works for you. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video we're about to do, which is on highlighters and bronzers. Thanks for watching.
Thank
All
you.
right, bye.
Bye.